Good morning to you all. My name is Wang and my instructor is Miss Betty Engman. And today I'm going to talking about difficulty and solution in improving English communication skills for ADHD students. And once again, I'm so happy that to stand here in front of y'all and doing my thesis defense for my graduating. Okay, let's go. So, my thesis has 4 parts: introduction, and then we go through some difficulties faced by ADHD students, and then we come through solution and method, and finally the conclusion and recommendations. Okay, start. So, what is communication? So, communication is the processing of exchanging information, idea, and emotion between people. Like I'm talking to you guys now, and this involves a sender to encode and transmit a message, and receive and a receiver who decode it. Like I'm talking right now, and you guys are hearing my presentation. That we call communication. And then in face-to-face communication, role of the sender and receiver often shift fluidly, like I'm talking, you're listening, and he's talking, I'm listening. Yes. Next, we have so in communication is include both verbal and non-verbal. Like the verbal one is I'm talking right now, and the non-verbal one is some kind of sign language like this, and something wrote by a mail or some envelope. So is it important? Well, yes, because it's still good relationship. We build relationship through communication, and we talk love, talk money, and something else. Next is avoid confusion. Like if someone don't understand it, we need to explain to them so they can understand it well. Next is help teamwork. In teamwork, we need communication so much. Like we need some leaders share some information for the team to finish the work. Next is improvise decisions. So when you are like lost or you don't know what to do or what to choose, you can always ask people around you, and they can improvise some good decision or solution for you. Next is it's make people feel better. Like someone sad or feel angry, you can come to them and confront them. So the purpose of these cases is to help ADHD students to identify and analyze the main difficulty they are facing, and developing some suitable strategy and solutions. So let's get to the before we go through the problem. Here's some quote that I found when I'm researching for this thesis. Is a good speech should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create interest. By Winston Churchill, very cool quote. So let's get to the problem. So the first problem is the lack of vocabulary and grammar knowledge. Next, we have pronunciation and listening comprehension problems. Another one is psychological barrier like fear, anxiety, and lack of confidence. And the final is limited opportunity for real life to vocabulary and grammar, ADHD students always like to know how to express their idea clearly in English and through communication, and they always make grammar mistakes and leading to a silent hesitation, like they don't know what to talk about or any idea. And they always focus on tests and not realize conversations, like they always learn from grammar and put it on the text, on the exam, not in talking or communicating. And they also forget grammar rules when talking. And here's some survey that I conducted among 500 ADHD students. So 3% making frequent grammar mistakes, very low, right? And 89% of them are forgetting words when speaking. And another one is 68% of them have like limited vocabulary, like they don't learn English much to communicate to foreigner and outside real life world. Next problem is pronunciation and listening comprehension problem. So some of them say it's hard to say English words, like when they heard some familiar sound, they are hard to hear, and the textbook are very easy and slowly, so they are unprepared for the conversation. Next is struggle to understand in native, like when they speak too quickly or they use some slang, so they might PhD students might not understand what are they talking about, and they have poor pronunciation. So it's difficult to, they have difficulty to understand other and other understand them. Next, without regular learning or practice, they will lose confidence, and we have another problem. Is psychological barrier, fear, anxiety, and lack of confidence. It's leads to it. So, in this problem, they are always afraid of making mistakes, and they shy to speak, even though they know the answer, and they are always nervous in front of the crowd, and fear of judgment, and they also lack of confidence. And the final, so here is the survey that I have taken from them. They are 63.9% very nervous. It's a very good number. And some of them are 23.2, somewhat nervous. 10.6% of them are slightly nervous, and 2.3 are not nervous. Like me, under 2.3%. Yes. So next is limited opportunity for real life. So here in the AGT that we don't have English club or speaking event, so they might don't want to learn English to join club or something to communicating, and they only study English through books and grammar, so it's not very good for their communicating skills, and they don't have a chance in the English, use English in real communication, in real situations, like you speaking with the foreigner or outside in the park or on the street. So they might don't know how to express or how to speak English. confidently. And next, so without real practice, it's hard to speak fluent in English. Yes. So we come all around the problem. So here's some solution for that. First is to improving vocabulary and enhancing grammar skills. So here are some of my solutions for them. In learning vocabulary and grammar, I have the use English in real life topic, like all the topic that they have to speak more English, learn more vocabulary and grammar. Next is reading and storytelling. That's like you are reading some English book and you telling story for children in English. Yes. And next is learning language through apps and games like Duolingo, Outside Speak, and some of more English apps. Last is project-based learning, like when the teacher make you doing some assignment and some tasks, you go all out and you do it for English, speaking English or whatever. So, and next is improving pronunciation and listening comprehension. I also have solution for that. If you want to listening to music, you can listening to English. You can listen to media, some movie, and with subtitle to improve your reading and hearing. And next is learning English through art. Yes, of course. Next is phonetic training and some pronunciation practice. I know it's exposure to English and accent for adaptability. Yes. Next is reducing psychological barrier. So here the you divide them in small group discussion, like engage students to talk to them more, talk to their friend, and what they make lower the pressure. Next is provide some positive feedback, like when they finish some presentation or something, and you can give them some positive feedback, like you did good, very great, and to help them going through some fear and anxiety in front of the crowd. Next, we have role-playing and activity, like you allow students to act some real-life scenario, like some dramatic things, and make their communication skill feel better and less stressful. Yes. Next is public speaking training. Like you have your student go around Hanoi or something, and you go hunting for foreigners to make them take a video talking to the foreigner to gain their speaking skill. And last is increasing real life practice opportunity. We can create some English blogs and do some language exchange program and use English as a second language, like right now, and doing some task-based activity. Yes, and that is all conclusion, um, this presentation discussed ADHD problem in facing in the improving English communication skill by engaging them in learning more vocabulary and grammar, listening more to English, and shift their mind to learning more English and improving their confidence and next year and yeah, that's all my conclusion. So yeah, next is for recommendation for students. I hope here is for them is to encourage self-motivation and practice outside the class. Also accept their mistake to process learning and set action goal to build fluency English communication and confidence, and create an environment that everyone can learn so they have less fear. And for teacher, here is my recommendation in encouraging communicative teaching like role play, pair work, and group discussion and debate room, and provide constructive feedback, highlight strength, and guiding them to more improvement, and incorporate verbal material like video, postcard, and on-campus text, and create for them some emotional safety classroom to encourage them more confidently in speaking. And for the school, I want them to have some regular English speaking event or some English club, and partnership with more native speaker or program like we have all the volunteers, and teacher training like take the student center, and last is improve learning infrastructure. And that is all. Thank you for listening. So